Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by. My name is Casey and I hope you're having a good day today. So in today's video I just want to do a quick little comparison between two devices that I have. Both of these devices for me serve the same purpose, which is to eliminate the need for amplifiers. The first thing is the Boss ME-80. So this is my former device. It's sort of my backup device now, but I still like it a lot. It's a great device. What I really like about it is its simplicity and the fact that it functions just like a regular pedal board. See, it's got knobs. Every effect that you've got turned on has a set of knobs, like a volume, a tone, and and like some other parameter. So since it functions just like a pedal board, it's very intuitive and it's very tweakable on the fly. So I don't have to dive into a menu system to sort of change the EQ or to change the drive level or whatever. It's just right there on a knob. It's built like a tank. It can run on batteries. Or you can run it on a power supply, but you only need one power supply. You don't have cables going everywhere. You only need one cable going out to the PA. It's great. It's a really cool device. And most of the stuff on it sounds pretty good, really. Especially when you take into account if you're playing live music and it's in the mix, nobody's going to notice, how authentic the Fender model is on this compared to some other Fender model, right? So, it's great. I highly recommend it. That said, I have more recently started using a different device, the Strymon Iridium. So this goes on my pedal board after my, dirt pedals and other things. But this simulates amplifiers and it simulates cabinets. So it has three different amplifier models on it. One of them's a Fender, sounds like a Deluxe Reverb. One of them's a Vox AC30, and the other one's some sort of Marshall. But anyway, the cool thing about this is that it's idiot-proof. It sounds like an amplifier, and it's pretty hard to get a bad sound out of it. So you put this thing on your pedal board, go into the PA, and it's going to sound like an amp. And it takes other pedals going into it pretty well. So I like it a lot. So what I want to do in this demo is to use this as the target. I'm going to see if I can get the ME-80 to sound like this. And since this one sounds good, that means that one will sound good too, right? So let's check it out. First, let me explain the setup that I have here. So on the top, I have my standard pedal board. And on that pedal board at the bottom left is the Strymon Iridium. And I've got the settings for that blown up on the left there. And I have the Boss ME-80 multi-effects pedal board on the bottom, and I've got its settings blown up to the left there, so you can see what I'm doing as I turn the knobs. And I've got an ABY pedal on the right, and I'll be switching back and forth between the two pedal boards. Channel A is the Strymon Iridium pedal board. Channel B is the Boss ME-80. And I've got both of these running directly into my mixer, and the recordings that you'll hear are they're just the direct recording into the mixer, which I'm running into Logic and just recording what's happening as we go here. Let's start with the Fender model on the Strymon. So that's the one called the round setting at the top. And, this is my typical EQ when I'm playing with my band down here in my rehearsal space. I keep the bass and the treble turned a little bit short of noon, and I keep the treble turned up a bit. And the drive I may adjust anywhere from like 11 o'clock to like 3 o'clock. So here's the deal. So the Iridium, it sounds really great unless you do something sort of crazy with the EQ or the gain. So it's just like plug and play, it's super easy to get it to sound good. The Boss ME-80 on the other hand, it can sound good, but without a point of reference like you're aiming toward, you kind of feel lost in the dark, and it takes a lot of time to get a good sound out of it. So what I'll show you is that the Boss ME-80 can sound good with a point of reference like the Iridium, or maybe if you have an amp that you're trying to get it to sound like that you can go back and forth between. So let's just see how that goes. Let's start with the Fender. So on the Boss ME-80, that would be the Tweed model. Now that's really like a Bassman amp style. And on the Iridium, it's more of a Fender Deluxe Reverb sound. But I found that those aren't terribly far apart, and you can sort of get one to act like the other. The other two models that I'm going to focus on are the Vox combo amp models, so they're like a Vox AC30. On the Boss, that's the combo setting, and on the Iridium, that's the chime setting. And then also there's a Marshall amp setting. That's the round on the Strymon, and it's the stack on the Boss ME-80. So I just want to go through those three and just kind of show how they can kind of sound alike on these two devices. So let's do something just sort of clean on the Fender channel. And I'm going to use the single coil pickup here in the middle on my Player Series Strat. Let's do something sort of strummy. Okay, next let's try the Boss ME-80. So I want to try to get it sounding like that Iridium. Let's see what we got just by default here. Sounds awfully boomy. I think I'll cut some of the bass and mids on that one too, maybe turn up the treble. Maybe the Iridium sounds a little bit more compressed. Might need to turn the gain down a little bit on the ME-80. I might turn the compressor on the ME-80 just to see if what that does for me. Just a little bit of compression. Iridium. And the bass and mids up just a little bit again. I don't know, they sound pretty close to me. So what I'll do now is I'll run both of these through simultaneously and then just play that same riff back again. All right, next let's move to the, well actually let's try the Fender channel with a little bit of drive. So Okay, so there's the Fender model with just some blues driver, just everything kind of set at noon. I've got the EQ a little treble high and bass low, but the drive and the level are just straight up. And here's what it sounds like on the ME-80 with that same sort of blues driver setting. Okay, let's try the Vox model next. I'm going to put it on the humbucker of my Strat in the bridge position. On the Boss ME-80. Wow, the Boss sounds a lot more muffled. I need to get the treble up and the bass down a little bit to start with. A lot of treble. Let's see. It's starting to sound pretty close. That's getting pretty darn close. I think maybe I kind of want to add a little bit of compression on the Vox model just to see what happens. I mean, it's in the ballpark. Okay, how about something with a bit more drive? Let's do like some fuzz into that. I had the drive up too high on the Boss. No, it's hard to get those two fuzzes to sound alike, but they both sound pretty decent, I think. Not sure which one I like better. Turn the yellow pedal up. Okay, let's go to the Marshall setting. I've got sort of everything reset up to noon on both of them, roughly. I don't know, I got the Iridium just slightly ahead of noon. So here's what it kind of sounds like. Here's the Boss ME-80. Whoa, way more gain. A little boomier with the bass. Let me turn the bass down. That kind of sounds thin. That's pretty close. I always feel like there's a little compression on the Iridium. Like it just got compression built into it. Let me see what compression sounds like on the ME-80. So, Iridium. That sounds pretty darn close. Let me run them both at the same time and then I'll play that back. Let's try it with some drive on. A little bit brighter. A little bit more gain too. Not a mile apart. Not bad, not bad. All right, well that was fun. Thanks for sitting through that with me. So, you know, the reason I did this video in the first place is because I'm a little conflicted. Like, I really want this to work, you know? This is simple. And, you know, I don't ever have to think about what pedals I bring with me. Like, all the pedals you ever need are basically built into it, except for the synthesizer pedal. I'm sure there are some other exotic pedals that are not built into this thing. But I mean, and most of the effects sound pretty good in this thing, in my opinion. Like in the modulation section, there's a great flanger, there's a great tremolo, the chorus is great, I really like the harmonist. There's a bunch of other stuff in there too, but those are the ones I use a lot that I like. The delay section's really good. It's got all kinds of different delays, like analog, tape, modulated. There's a Terra Echo. There's even a looper built in there. The reverbs are okay. I mean, there's several drives in the drive section that sound good to me. The Tube Screamer, the Blues Driver, the Turbo OD all sound pretty good to me. I think the distortion's okay. I don't use distortion a lot, but I think it's okay. The fuzz is really good. I use the fuzz a lot. The compression section has several things that, I mean, I wouldn't probably use, but the compression I would use, I use the acoustic simulator from time to time. And even over in the EQ section, there's more effects that you can put on. There's a phaser, trim, boost, delay, and chorus in there besides the EQ. The only thing I wish, if Boss is going to do an upgrade of this, like a next version of it, an ME-100 perhaps, of course, I would really like it if they had a more modern preamp and cab simulation section, akin to the Boss IR200 pedal. Maybe they could get some of the technology from that and put it in here and update the outputs. I think it would be good to have XLR outs and balanced outs, and maybe an FX loop would be good. But, you know, even as is, this pedal board brings a lot to the table. And again, like I said, what really makes me happy is all the knobs. No diving through menu systems. I'm good at computers, but when I'm playing guitar, I don't want to program a computer, you know? So anyway, that's where I'm at on it. I guess I'm still a little conflicted. I'll probably keep going with my pedal board as is, but it's good to know that I have the Boss ME-80 ready to go. And sometimes I just play it for the fun of it because it's a really fun unit to play with. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on what you heard difference-wise between the sounds of the two things. Anyway, that's what I've got for today. So thanks so much for stopping in, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye now.